All right, so today we have a very special pair of Jordans to unbox, if you will. They are fresh off of the FedEx truck. And I checked them out briefly, and I have some thoughts. It's really an interesting time in sneakers. It is February 1st today, and this is gonna be the craziest month for sneaker releases. People aren't gonna be able to keep up. We have the 85 Bred 1s, we have Black Toes, we have the UNC short Jordan 3s, which are kind of a sleeper on the low, the Galaxy Foamposites, and that's just Nike and Jordan for the most part. There are so many other drops on the way, and then this pair, which I hope doesn't get lost in the sauce or overlooked, because it is very good. So let's check these out, and let me explain why I have them early and why I felt the need to get them early. So we have the Air Jordan 5 Black Metallic Reimagined. You know, for me personally, it'll never get old unboxing a pair of Jordans. Getting that fresh out of the box feeling, and as I get older, I thought that maybe that would subside and I would stick to the other brands that I love. I love New Balance, I love Adidas, I love, Nike Air Max, all that stuff. And I thought as I got older that would be the direction that I would sway. But here I am, still very much enjoying buying shoes like this. If there's gonna be a subtle change to one of the most classic Jordans ever, this is how I wanna see it done. I currently don't own any metallic 5s because I had them in a size 11 and I got rid of them. And that is the main reason why I went ahead and I bought these early from StockX, and they were size 12 and a half. You heard that right, 12 and a half. Now let me explain. My true size in Jordans is a 12. It used to be an 11 and a half, but as you get older, your feet change. They get just a little bit wider, things start to level out, and if you learn nothing else from watching one of my videos, forget the style tips, forget all of the top affordable sneaker lists, forget the top spring sneakers, top summer sneakers, forget all that. If you learn nothing else from my videos, it is that if you're between sizes in sneakers in general, go with the bigger size. Especially if you're younger, your feet will change as you get older, and if you're not a reseller and you plan on holding onto your shoes and wearing them over the years, you gotta go with the bigger size. Let your toes sprawl. It'll be better for your feet. Trust me. Nobody looks good when they're in pain. And when your toes are scrunched into a pair of shoes, that's painful. You don't look good. We can tell. So here's the deal. When I bought this pair, the Air Jordan 3 Black Cements, I got them on the shock drop, and I had heard that they fit just a little bit snug. So I went ahead and I grabbed them in a 12 and a half. Now, I think this is the first pair of Jordans I've bought in a 12 and a half before. Got them in, they fit great. So this pair had me thinking, okay, if I really need to go up a half a size in all of my Jordans, where does that put me? That puts me in the 12 and a half range. Now, I know that some of you people that are size 15 or 32 or whatever the bigger shoe sizes are, those are definitely some of the hardest shoe sizes to be because they're not available. But the second most difficult shoe size to be is 12 and a half. Trust me when I tell you, you do not want to be a 12 and a half. Yeah, there's 11 and a halves everywhere, there's 10 and a halves everywhere, but there are not 12 and a halves everywhere. For example, you want to buy a shoe on Foot Locker, for the most part, there's no 12 and a halves. You want to buy a shoe on Dick's Sporting Goods, for the most part, there's no 12 and a halves. You want to buy a shoe from Finish Line, no 12 and a halves. You get what I'm putting down. So now what? You're relying on Nike and the sneakers app, and that's where I got these on a shock drop. My thought was, okay, so if I try for these on the sneakers app and I take an L, what am I doing? How am I gonna get a pair? So I went ahead and I snagged a pair just a little bit early. The release date is in a week. And I got them in a 12 and a half. And I don't own any Jordan 5s in a 12 and a half. These right here are an 11 and a half. And they fit me so good. This is one of my favorite Jordan 5s right here. And I'm not even the biggest Jordan 5s guy, but they're growing on me because they look good with baggier and straight fit denim, which is what's going on right now in the pants world. So I feel like these look a little bit better on feet with my outfits. Okay, real quick before we get into more sizing, let's just dive into the shoe real quick and let me explain a few things to you. This is what you're gonna see fresh out of the box. These are totally factory laced right now. This is what you're gonna see. Typically I lace up the shoe like this because I just think that it looks better for my videos, but you know, this is what you're gonna see right out of the box. So you get this little piece of cardboard in here that is protecting the 3M tongue, and Tinker Hatfield, the designer, wanted these to be 3M, so when Jordan was playing and photographers were taking pictures of them, the flash from the cameras would make the 3M stand out. It would just pop. So that is the reason why you get that 3M on the tongue, and the piping that you see on the edge of all the panels here is also supposed to be a 3M type look. It's a gray material and it just ties everything together because the Nike Air on the back is also that gray. So both of those two features tie into the tongue a little bit. Now the rest of the materials are just okay. You get this synthetic nubuck on here that is not my favorite, to be honest. And usually if a material is off on a shoe, that's enough for me not to buy it. But for this one, you know, I'll make an exception. It's fine, you know, but it still is something that I wish was a little bit better. I wish it was a nice suede or something. You know, this is a reimagined shoe, which is Jordan Brand twisting and tweaking a classic. So, you know, switch up the material, make it just a little bit better, because this stuff right here really grabs a lot of dust. It's gonna be a lint collector. And if you own the Black Cat 3s, it is the same exact material that you've got there on the toe box and most of the upper. So yes, it is this nice jet black color, but it does grab a little bit of dust, and that is one of my only gripes with the shoe material wise. You obviously get that mesh that is on the side there, which is a carryover from the Jordan 4s. You know the deal probably with that midsole design, how it's inspired by a fighter plane. And then moving on to the outsole, you see that a lot of it is translucent on the heel there and on the forefoot. And in 1990, when this shoe first released, this was the first time we saw a translucent outsole on a pair of Jordans. And you know, there's a lot of other things we could talk about with this shoe as far as history goes and all that stuff and what it's inspired by. Is it inspired by a shark? All that stuff we could talk about. But there's better YouTube channels out there that talk about the history of shoes. I more so care about how they look on feet, how they feel, and how they're gonna look with an outfit. That stuff matters to me. Yes, the history, and MJ actually wearing these on court and lace swapping them himself to a white lace. Yes, that stuff is cool. I do like it, but it's not the main reason why I buy Jordans. I buy them based off of looks, and I really like to wear my shoes. It is just something that makes me feel good. When I put on a fresh pair of Jordans, I feel good. And one thing that is tied to that is, hey, if I'm gonna wear a pair of shoes all day, are they gonna be comfortable? Are they gonna fit right? Are they gonna fit right? And these being a 12.5, which I thought would fit me best, I probably should have gone with a 12. Now, that's probably gonna be a little bit confusing to you guys. So here's just some quick feedback about how they feel on feet the first time I'm throwing them on as far as sizing goes. They feel too long lengthwise, just a little bit. It's nothing that anyone would notice but me. Right where the piping line is on the toe cap, that's where my toe is. So there's a little bit of space lengthwise. Like it feels like I could go a half size down from here, which would be a 12, which is what my true size is. But just lacing them up, they feel like a normal pair of 5s that maybe fit a little bit too big. So that is my feedback. You know, they fit fine, especially if I wear a thicker pair of socks or something like that, but I could have gotten away with a 12. So I know this is gonna be confusing, and I'm sorry to you guys in advance, but this pair is a size 12.5. I like the way that it fits. If I was to buy another pair, I'd also buy them in a 12.5. And then these, which are also a 12.5, I think if I had a second chance to buy them, I would get them in a size 12. I know that's confusing, and I'm sorry. If you guys are going through a foot crisis like me right now, please let me know down in the comment section. If you're a size 12.5, let me know how that has worked out for you. if you go ahead and grab a pair of these on release day, go with your true size. And as far as comfort goes, check that out. Yes, that is exactly what we want. That's a polyurethane insole, makes these much more comfortable than the other insoles that they put in Jordan Retros. You know, I would have loved to have seen those in one of these, but hey, is what it is. So comfort-wise, they are fine. I do wish that the midsole was a little bit more squishy. They could be a tad bit more comfy. They're nothing that's gonna knock your socks off, but they are certainly more comfortable than a lot of other Jordan Retros. And let me know if you guys wanna see a how-to style video with this shoe, because if that is the case, I will drop one on their release date. And if you're interested in grabbing a pair of these, they are linked for you guys down in the description. Do me a favor, before you get out of here, please hit that thumbs up, hit the comment section. Let me know if you guys are gonna grab a pair of these. Is your mind set on the Bread 185? Are you gonna go for the black toes? What are gonna be your pickups this month? Don't overlook these guys right here though. This is a good looking shoe and I'm definitely hyped on them. Let me know if you guys are as well. Thank you for tuning in. I'll catch you next time. Peace.